Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today we've got a lot to get done. So we've gone ahead and, like I said last time, loaded up the base. We need to get the ceiling in here. We've got some things to do over in our crafting area, and we have a whole lot of materials to gather, well, process, to get the rest of this base up and running. So this week what we're going to be doing is working on the base, but first we have to get started. So let's go. So happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend and are having a terrific week thus far. Oh, yes, we have gotten quite a bit, well, I don't want to say done, but we've made progress on. So we've gone ahead and we've got our ladder to get up. Well, we got the beginnings of our ladder to be able to get up there. That's just kind of a set piece thing. We've gone ahead and piped in a lot of the stuff. As far as the O2 generators are concerned, we're actually going to get a few more of these online today. I've been making some parts. We've got some parts being queued up for these bad boys here, the yield modules. And at some point, I will actually... You are yield, right? Yes. You're yield. Okay. Yeah, and so at some point, we will get the modules updated on all the assemblers and stuff, too. Just basically getting everything set up and running. Now, one of the things that I did do is I went ahead and brought over the blue ship. We've got that parked. I went ahead and threw a landing gear on the back. I'll show you where we placed this thing, because it worked out pretty well. Basically put it directly under the connector. Oh, I will be completely honest. I didn't think it was going to work out that well. But because of the fact that they had mounted the connector with the indicators vertical, it gives us a mounting surface on that side. So, hey, use it, right? All right. So we did go ahead and power this thing off. I've transferred the uranium from the old ship over to the new ship. So we actually have a bit of material going in there. That's all been, it should all be distributed now. But I wanted to make sure that we weren't just burning fuel that we didn't need to burn. The general feedback from everybody is that you want to see me keep both of these ships, so we're going to keep both of the ships. Now, what that does mean is that we need to figure out what we're going to do with this base, because the base was originally intended to be just kind of a way station where you'd have the ability to come in, do what you need to do, and then get the hell out. And if you got trapped on the moon, like if you were in multiplayer and for some reason you ended up trapped, you'd have a place to work from. There's enough material up here that you basically are fine. It's not a huge issue. And then you have vendors in the area. So one person, actually, I've had a couple of people mention this different times. It was recently mentioned again, asking why I was using conveyor junctions instead of conveyor tubes. Because there used to be a difference in the conveyor tube and conveyor junction as far as the PCU count. That is no longer true. PCU for both of these guys, it should be 10 units. So if you look at your conveyor junction, you know, you're talking PCU 10. If you're talking about conveyor tubes, PCU 10. Now, there is a difference in your actual computer hit for CPU power and GPU power between the conveyor block and the conveyor tube. Depending on how close you are to the minimum system requirements for the game, this could have a larger or smaller impact. Now, the reason for this is that the conveyor tubes are a passive system. Basically, all this is saying that block A is connected to block B. Conveyor junctions, on the other hand, have an active query built into them. So basically what happens is the reason conveyor junctions work as a system to pull things through. So if you have two blocks connected, like say cargo containers aren't a good example because they do it as well. But if you have two blocks that have an inventory but don't have a used conveyor, basically what these will do is these will operate in that capacity, so you don't have to manually drag things through. You can just go in and click it, double click it or shift click or whatever. That's the way that it's worked traditionally. I don't know if that's still true or not, but it used to be that some blocks that have inventory that don't have the ability to turn on. Here, I'll show you here. Let's go in here really quick. Because you'll have some blocks that have inventory but don't have an option to use conveyor on and off. If it has a conveyor on off, it will have a feature or a function that will allow it to scan everything, all of the inventories on the grid that are connected to it, and find the materials. So like with an assembler, for example, if you say I want to make 1,000 steel plates, it'll search the grid for you, find the resources necessary, pull those over, and start manufacturing. Just like the refineries will do an active scan for any ore on the grid. Now, this is where sorting blocks come in. Sorting blocks allow you to say say a refinery, which is looking for all ore types, to only be able to access certain ore types. So that's how you regulate what's going where. But anything that has a used conveyor system generally has an active polling in there of some kind. Now, all of this is a really complicated way of saying the conveyors basically do the same thing, but they don't have any ability to change what they're looking for, if that makes sense. See, they don't show up in here, so there's no way for you to control what they're doing. But basically, effectively what they do is that thing like you saw with the refineries and assemblers allows, like a cargo block to be able to do as well. So yeah, anyway, so that's something to keep in mind if you are running into sim speed, like you're running out of CPU power. Try swapping out the cargo conveyors,
energy low,
or the conveyor junctions with normal conveyor tubes, and see if that helps. Like I said, for some systems it seems to have a larger impact than for others. Okay, so all of that said, it's not a problem on my system as it is right now because we're not building an entire ship out of these things. So all right, so yeah, well, now we've talked about some of the mechanics behind the scenes. I need to go get some power because we do actually have everything welded up in here. This is piped in, and what we'll do is, if you remember on Friday, I had to stop and think about that for a second. We were laying all of this out, and I said, we'd come back and weld it up. Well, this is what it looks like. Let's go here. And this is not actually an entranceway. Well, it is technically an entrance, but not a conventional entrance, and I'll explain that shortly. All right, so you come through. This is going to be the reception area. We're going to have a couple of desks and things in here. This will obviously be airtight. You'll have the medical bay here, which that actually turned out really cool, and I can't wait to see what this is going to look like when we close it off. And then you have options. You have medical officer quarters. You come back here, you've got a little cooking area, you've got, say, like an engineer or secondary officers, and then you have the actual engineering station. Now, one of the things that I did is we did go ahead and put in LCDs, the clear LCDs here, so that we could keep the light coming in from here, but still have something displayed. And once the modules are done, you'll have a little bit of a texture behind it as well. So one of the things that we are going to need to do, let's turn that on, is we're going to need to put some lighting in here, and that will be, can I do that there? No, I put that down, so we'll probably put a light here in front of the door. That's probably going to be the best place to put it. I mean, I guess, well, I can't put those there. Yeah, so I may put a corner light right here above the programmable block or above the door. I'm not sure which yet. But we're going to do something so we'll have a little bit of light in here. We don't want this whole place to be completely dark, because that's just annoying. All right. But I do want to keep the window, because I think that is a nice little set piece here. And then we'll run the lighting through everything else. And basically we have an area here that this one I went ahead and put a cap on, but the idea is that if we need to expand our cargo out further, we'll be able to bury cargo either down the length of the refinery or out that way if we need to expand a bit. But it gives us options, and that's really what we're looking for. We want as many options as possible. Okay, so that's all of that. What we are going to work on today is let's get the roof on some of this, and trying to decide how do I want to do this, because one of the things that I had thought about, actually, do I have any plates? No, I don't have plates. I do have what I need to build for that roof, because we're going to use the walkways over the entrance area. Now I've been transferring stuff off, so as you can see we've only got a little bit of things left over here. Mostly it's just the iron and like the plates and stuff, so we will be moving this off camera. We'll be moving it over to the other side. But that is going to be for a little bit later. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to place one there. And that should let us do that. Do that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and secure this like so. Oh, do I want to put that there? I may leave that and keep it unwelded. We'll go ahead and weld these up. Alright. So that gives us that room done. And so what I was thinking here was, since we are looking to have something a little bit more, with a little bit more depth on it, I'm thinking maybe something like this. And then over here, we would do the same. So end up with something like that. And I'm kind of wanting to put windows in here. So if we do something like, say, like that. So what we're going to run into is that I'll need to change some of this if I do that. And I don't want to run the risk of running into those. So I'm thinking we're going to go, just keep this simple. And we'll just do this across. And then if we want it to, we end up with something like this instead. And then that does give us the option that if we want to have a window in here, we could actually put a window in, like 2 by 1, actually. We did here. Would I go? Actually, I know what we could do. Let's do this. Oh, it's not gonna work that way. Damn. That'd have been nice if we could have gotten that to work like that. I mean, I guess technically we can still do that. We just do that there and that there. Or even be really silly with it. Oh. So we do something like this. And then we have a window that sits here. And do I have any girders? No. But we have girders over here. Oh, yeah. There you go. We're just going to do... I mean, I guess I... see, now here's the question. Do we want... Let's go grab one of those and grab one of those. Because what we could do is if we take this stuff out... Come on. If we take that stuff out and we instead go like so, actually, we could do it this way. That could be interesting. But that means we would need to change this one up, I think. Let me do this really quick. I'm rather curious to see if we can... Oh, you're going to have the parts I need for one of you. Alright. Alright, so if we do that, I'm curious if that will be airtight. Alright, so let's get another one of these, because I grabbed all the parts. Yeah, grabbed all the parts. Going to need a few more things. What do I need here? I need large tubes, small tubes, construction. Okay. Do we have any other tubes? I know we have large tubes over on the other side. Yeah, we do. Look at that. And now we just need construction and glass. We have no glass left? Oh, must use it all. Okay. Let's go 500. Should be fine. Ooh, excuse me, hiccups. There we go. Nothing like having more O2 generators online. Unique glass and computers. Okay. Easy enough to fix. We're not going to worry too much more about that. All right, so...
Energy low.
You need glass. And for this area, I may come back and put in the 2x1 ramps, upper pieces. Or lower pieces, I should say. I don't know. I might just put an overhang over there. Yeah. Maybe. We'll see what that looks like. Alright. Let's go and get this stuff loaded up first. Okay. And we shouldn't need to worry about that section. Let's make sure everything in here is gold. Everything in here looks good. And weld that up. So if we close that off, we'll go ahead and close that off. Can I get to the inventory from here? I can. Hey, look at that. Okay. So for those who don't know, that's a it's a quick way to work around problems you may run into. All right, so we close that. It does pressurize. That is awesome. Okay. Now it's going to have problems fully pressurizing because the O2 generators are still working. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off. I just wanted to make sure that it was going to work.
Energy critical.
And so what this will give us, so this one, that means this room is done. Well, outside of the decorations and lighting, this room is done. This room is done. I like the way that, actually I do think I like the way that that light, or the skylight worked out. Because see, even, yeah, I like that. I think that works really well. Okay. So we'll still need to finish this room. Finish, I guess we can go ahead and put the window in there. Do I have any plates left? Oh, I do. Look at you. Okay. Hey, look at that. Okay. And then, yeah, so basically we just have to finish these rooms off. Which, unfortunately, because of the way everything's working, we're not going to be able to do 2 of these windows like we have here. Thinking what we're going to do is, originally I had actually thought about doing the sloped windows in here. There you go. But even though that,
No energy.
I thought I got power from the. Alright. But yeah, so what I was thinking was just it's basically using sloped windows here, in here, because I want it, you to go that way, thank you. Because I wanted to have, you know, the ability to see out, basically bring in some natural light. The problem that we run into is that even though these would technically be airtight, I don't like having that gap there. It bugs me. So what I might do is I may take these out and use just regular windows there. But I really do like the way that these look. I like the detailing on them. So what that is basically going to mean is that we are kind of stuck on what we can use here. So what I'm thinking is instead we'll do something like this. And then those require interior plates, which I'll come over here and grab really quick. I get these. We'll grab 100 of those just because we can. And so what I was thinking is maybe do something like that. And then for the top portion, we do 2x1s, which are here. And I need... I need more girders. Alright. Give me a bunch of those. 4 is going to be enough. So we have a couple of choices here. So what I was thinking was we could... Actually, is that... Yeah. No, so... There we go. We could do this, which would give us a little bit of shade here. It would give us a bunch of light here. Because we'd end up with 2 of those if we do that. So if we went something like that, we'd have that. Like so. Like so. And then we'd be able to put lighting in under this, because that would be, that block down there would be open. Man, well, I would like for the see, there's a ramp block that's done as a mod that basically gives you the 45 here, but it gives you the thickness of the half block, So it's that thick, but at a 45 slope, right? And I was thinking that would be really nice to have in here, because then we'd have, say, do that sloped ramp and sloped ramp here, and you do just the regular ramp block here, right? That 45 block. So you'd end up with that being the solid column, and then this being a kind of a hollow column on either side. I mean, you have to put that mod back in. Yeah, I may have to do that. I think it would be nice to have, so... Alright, so let's go ahead and get this stuff welded up. We can drop you out. We want 2 of you. And I think I have a bunch of steel plates, right? Yeah, I still got a bunch of steel plates. Alright, so we're going to just go ahead and weld this up. We'll get the walkways welded. Yeah. There you go. Alright, and so that's going to leave us with just the question of the walkway here, the hallway in the middle. Which I'm thinking... See, at one point I was thinking to use the same windows that we were using before. Using these. And then just go... say something like... I guess we could actually get away with doing the full window here. Let's grab this. So you'd have the window wall there. So you'd have something like that. And then we would have you there. There. Let's see what that looks like. The reason I don't generally use the end caps when I'm doing these builds is because the end cap has this, it's a biased angle on one side, so it always looks weird to me because it's basically built around the idea of one side being top and one side being bottom. So the angle just kind of looks odd. But let's see, they should all be the same. Oh no, I guess I need 2 of those, 1 of those. There. Go ahead and we'll grab this. And I'm sure 99% of the people walking through won't even notice it. Oh, you know what we could do? Since that's that way, let's take these out for a second. Alright, so what we could do is we could rotate that. And that way it's facing away. But you see what I'm saying? It does weird things on the optics. I'm not sure how I like that, so that may get changed. We'll weld you up on general principle. Alright. Do the same for these guys. Same here. Again, just on general principle. Alright. I think that's everything on the base. So if we head in, close all the doors, well, just close the outer doors at least. Close those. And hey, look at that. You're depressurizing. Everybody should be set to depressurize. Come on. Get bad. There you go. And so basically we're just trying to make sure everything actually holds up for us here. And you are blocked off, which is good. Alright. So, but yeah, so what I was saying before was having that reverse slope here, I think would be nice. Because it would open that area up on both sides of the windows. Yeah. Alright, so we got that. We want there.
Energy low.
Okay. And we want oh no. Yes, this one. I mean, I guess I could technically get away with that. Toilet. We don't really have shower facilities, so let's go ahead and do that. Load you up. We don't need any more walkways. So you end up with that. That might work. Alright, and then we do the same here. So if we do that and that. Alright, so now we're going to add 2 of those and 2 of those. Okay. Now we have to get ourselves outside the base again.
Energy critical.
Give me 100 displays and 1,000 construction components. We're gonna make you cooperative. There you go. Let's check. It's still airtight. You can go ahead and close all that down. We're going to set vent. Let's go ahead and set all vents to off, depressurize. And so what it'll do is, as the O2 generators continue to produce oxygen, the base will eventually slowly fill up. Okay, so I'll check this really quick. Yeah, that works. Basically, come out. Oh, look, you got your locker and stuff right here. I think this one works. Whoop, this one works a little bit better. Ah. Oh no, it actually works the same. Okay. What do you need? You need displays. Which... I think we just stole what oxygen was left. Oh, okay. And we want the displays, right? Okay, so for the folks that are wondering how I do this, what you do is you come up to the medical room control panel, bring up the terminal screen, default is K, and then you go to the inventory tab. Okay. Yeah. Didn't want that many, but that's okay. We only need one to finish. There we go. And that gets you completely piped in, and so you can get power in here at least. We'll end up putting a light in here to help deal with the area when it gets dark. And you have a nice little room. Let's see here. There you go. So turn that off. That's not too bad actually for brightness. Of course, now the solar panels are in the way. I actually have parts, so I could. Let's go here. Let's go ahead and grit this stuff off. Go with the. Do I just want to do that? I mean, I could just do a light there or light there. See, I like having the lighting be out of the way. Let's try that. Come here, you. Oh, you know what? We can do it that way. All right. So this is going to be that too light. All right. Not really worried about too much. We're going to go ahead and do that. Okay. So if we bring that online, that's actually a nice indirect light. I mean, it's puts the majority of light where you want it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, still need a solution for that one. Is it here? Okay, so we want you to be bed 1 light. And we're going to do the same thing where we just do that. Bring this down to 2.0. Okay. And we now have light in here. Okay, so now we need light in here. And we have a couple of different options here because of the way I built the room. We can mount interior lights in here, which give off a whole hell of a lot more light than the corner lights do. And so I'm thinking we may do that. Let's go interior light. Because I mean, can we? Oh, we can't actually put them on windows. Used to be able to. I thought. Can I put it? Oh, I'm not going to be able to mount it there. Obviously, I can't do that because it's a large window in here. Yeah, so you can't put them on the roof stuff anymore, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. We will put one light there. So if we do that, this is going to be lobby light. Now, here's the fun part with these. We're going to do 1.0 there. We're going to cut this in half. And if we do max radius on this, see, the light, they actually did, yeah, they have been fixing the light a little bit. Interesting. Yeah, so we can actually get this light. We can bring that down to, say, 15 instead. And we will do the same in here, I think. This will be our med bay light. We're going to do the same here. We're going to go 15 on the radius. Bring that down to 1, and we're going to do that. Oh, no, we want 2.5 on that one. Alright, so the fall off, for those, because this is another one of those things that people like to ask me questions on. So the fall off is the method that light is diminished over distance. So there's a linear, which is, you know, the further out, for every inch it goes out, it goes down X or then you have the quadratic, which is the volume rendering. I'm not sure what 3 would be. I've never done 3. I'm kind of curious. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. I see what that's doing. It would help if I had, like, if you could see the ray tracing on it. Interesting. So if we do that, let's go to light. I'm kind of curious to see if yeah. Yeah. Cute. Okay. Makes sense. I may end up using that much more often. Okay, so medbay light. So basically, what this is going to do, let's go one up. Okay, so the linear light, it says, okay, so from here out to max distance, it's 1 brightness. Right? The quadratic light says from here out here, you start getting diminishing returns, or more of a diminishing return, or actually, I guess technically it would be less of a diminishing return. So it'd be the inverse. Okay. So, but basically you lose a percent every so whatever the measurement is. With the quadratic, it comes out to a certain point before it drops off. And then 3, I think, would allow it to go past. So even though you're saying the radius or the radii of the light is, say, 15 meters from the core, with the quadratic, at 15 meters, that's where the light influence stops. With, if you go to the full 3, it actually will say it tapers it out to a natural light. I don't know. I'm gonna have to actually, like, look at the mechanics on that. I'm kind of curious to see what the numbers are. I'm sure that if I've got that completely wrong, folks will let me down in the comments. So if you know how the whole thing works, let me know. Because I haven't really done a whole lot of looking at that. But I do like the way that that's working. So I think we're going to go there. And here. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. It does change the environmental feel of the area. We can get back here to look at out there. Okay. So that is the base done, I think. Well, where we're starting at, anyway. The beginnings of the base. Most importantly, we now have a place on the moon that we can, well, once we have enough oxygen here, that we'll be able to survive without having to worry too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the vents now. Set those to depressurize. I'm going to check the tank. 675, so we will need the tank to be almost 2%, like 1.6%, maybe 1.8% to fill this space, which is fine. I still need to do a light over here, and I will wait for the sun to set to do lighting in here. But we're going to do basically the same thing that we did elsewhere. As I'm thinking we're just going to put a light in, like, say, right there. It's a shame I didn't mount that up on the next grid, because then I could put this light here above the door, so that it was radiating out from there. I know I just said I was going to do this afterwards, but you know what? It's fine. Let's go ahead and do this. This is. Oop. Rage typing. Okay. We are going to go max radius. We're going to leave the fallout for this one. We are going to cut that intensity in half. Not that you can actually see the light until the sun sets. I may put... Oh, you know what we could do? Can I... No, it'd have to be there. Which is kind of pointless to have it there. Could do that. I might put a second light in there. So we'll see what it looks like once the sun sets. I'll take a screenshot. I'll throw it up on Steam and Twitter. So we'll see what it looks like when it's all said and done. Okay. So the bedrooms have lights. We still need to do a light in here. What I made, do I want to have... I kind of like having this set up like this. Yeah. Alright, so if we do... Can I get away with... Oh, no, I can't get away with that. Damn, but I should be able to get away with... Yep, I get away with that. Alright. That should work. You are going to be hallway light. I know, more rage clicking. I'm gonna take you there. You're fine. Oh. Wrong button. Okay. Got some light there. Yeah, I like that. That works. I mean, worst case, if I really need extra light in there, what I could do is I could take this wall out and put in another one of the windows like this. I'd probably run it horizontal instead of vertical. But that would open this area up to a little bit more light. I mean, I could even do it on this side. Kind of curious. We did that. And then we would go... Basically, I would do something like this. If I were to do this. Of course, I don't know if this will end up being airtight again. I'll have to try this here. Oh, that's not going to work.
Energy low.
See, the whole thing here is still airtight, right? Everything's on depressurize. Okay. Alright. Let's go this way. Since everything's depressurized anyway, we're going to go ahead and grab one of these. Just because we can. There we go. I mean, I could even, instead of doing this, I could even take one of the arched windows and put it in here. Let's see here. So if we did something like that, maybe? Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Alright. Hi. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Actually, I don't have to do that. I just have to do this. Yep, it is actually airtight. So if we do that, we do the same over here. Where we take you like so, we'll leave you there. Come here. Then we do that. Alright, so we're gonna need one more of those windows. Come on, it's the future. Everybody's living large, you know, doing their own thing. Who needs privacy? Might even be. Oh, you know what we could do? We could flip that. We could flip the script on that. So instead of having the window here, we could go something like this. Or we could even put the lockers over there. What do we do with this area then? Because I guess if we did that, we could say... we could say something like this, maybe.
Energy low.
Yeah, that. And we go for that. Does give us a little bit more room. Maybe. I mean, this is technically the captain's room, right? Like an officer's quarters. So that would give us a wee bit more space. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you like having this with the lockers over here so things are off to the side, or have a more complete locker system here, and then over here? I kind of like the idea of having the window here, but I want something. I'd like to have something where it offered a little, like some kind of spacer to offer a little bit of privacy. Because if we, let's flip this around for a second here. So if we do that, let's go like so, like so. And then this gives you a little bit more room in here. If we then
Energy critical.
do something like that, ends up with that. And let's go. I think I like that, actually. And then over here. See, what I'd really like to have, what would be kind of nice, have a new block that's a desk like this that has a bookshelf or something, some kind of, you know, so you know how you have the locker system? Instead of having the lockers be the whole thing, you have a desk cut it in half, height-wise, and then have storage up above it, or say even like monitors or something, so that you could have the desks be a little bit more functional. Because I kind of like the way that that's playing out. That works there.
No energy.
Let's get our energy back here. Alright, so yeah. Let me know what you think. Do you think that the captain's quarters should be a little bit more spacious like this? I mean, we could even, I don't know, put just a half wall in here and move and put the other locker system back in, so you end up with a little bit of space over here like that. As a test here, I'm just curious about something really quick. Let's go. If we, so that would basically be, you know, the locker space or whatever. If we did that, can I get in and out of the bed without getting kicked out of the building? Let me see. Go ahead and do that just for right now, because what we could do is, what I'm thinking here is, we do, where are you at? Let's go like this. We could even go something like that. So you would have this, or maybe put a corner desk in or something, but basically something that you would have the ability to use this space a little bit better. Alright, so on that note, I am going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your week. Yeah. Oh, so if you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, haven't done so already, you know, just want to do something nice for me on this lovely Monday, be sure to hit that subscribe. And if you want to be kept up to date with what's going on around here, don't forget to click the notification icon. It's that little bell looking thing next to the subscribe button. YouTube promises that they will sometimes remember, or at least think about, sending notices. So you never know. They might actually send you an update. Anyway, as I said, we're going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody.